Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, thank you so much for allowing me to raise a short duration discussion under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business to discuss about how to improve tourism sector in the state, as well as how to facilitate all stakeholders involved in the tourism sector, as I have stated in my explanatory note. So with this regard, first of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to you for allowing me to raise this pertinent issue within this August House. I stand here on behalf of all the stakeholders who have actively involved in the tourism sector within the state, be it the small shop owner, be it a taxi driver, be it a tourist taxi driver, homestay owner, hotel owner, tourist guide, tourist operator, etc. Yesterday also we had an exhaustive discussion about unemployment, where directly, indirectly, it has a link with tourism sector. This is one of the sector in which there is a huge potential. Many of our beautiful hills, valley, the plain that we have within a state, it has a huge potential for tourism, in which, to a certain percentage, it can cater to generate employment for the people of our state. The government of the day, on record, has tirelessly bringing many initiatives how to handhold all the stakeholders as much as it can. It is not easy for the government within a month of a year to fulfill all the wish and aspiration of the people at large, especially keeping in mind the issue of unemployment, which is there in each and every concerned person. So the initiative of the government since MDA 1, MDA 2, I would like to place on record my sincere thanks to the government, to the Honorable Chief Minister, to the Honorable Tourism Minister, to the official and all the stakeholders for their continuous effort how to boost tourism within our state. Just recently, we have seen the calendar has been published and released, which is very impressive in days to come, in weeks and months to come, that we are going to experience many kind of activities that will take place within our state, such as Autumn Festival, or Wangala, Nongkrem Dance, the Migong Festival, the Megha Kayak, the Umyam Boating, Literary Festival, Winter Tales, Cherry Blossom, and it goes on. These are initiatives that has been taken to pave way, to encourage where stakeholders they could associate themselves, how to cope up and to take this opportunity to develop tourism sector in our state. As we know within our state, be it from Khasi Hill or Garo Hills or Jainta Hills, as I have said in my opening remark, we have many beautiful places in which we can compete at par with other states so that we can boost our economy within a state. where we have seen, due to the boost in tourism, there has been an increase in the footfall of tourists within a state also. From 7 to 8 lakh in 2013 annually to 12 to 15 lakhs between 2023-24, which means that tourism sector has started to peak within a state. In the past, the government have done many initiatives, and now also we have to catch with the time where we can meet the aspiration of the people, where tourism sector has provided livelihood opportunity, not less to 50,000 people, that is minimum in a state, have earned their livelihood from this sector. Sir, through this short duration discussion, would like to bring to the notice of the government few points where we can carry ahead this sector to boost tourism in the state. The traditional and rich cultural heritage, magnificent monument, natural surrounding, architectural, masterpiece, music, dance, painting, custom, language that we have within our state is commendable. Our state is blessed with a natural beauty, rich cultural heritage, adventure tourism opportunities. The fiscal feature represents a nature-based aesthetic value of Meghalaya, which form its culture, cuisines, adventure, wildlife, etc. It is also renowned for its living root bridges, which is famous all around the world. With people from all walks of life, they will drop in the state and visit these beautiful places. The potential of Meghalaya to become a major tourist destination is immense. Tourism holds a great position in contributing to the economy, to the overall economy of the people of Meghalaya. It plays an active role in the state economic development, making it a key area of interest for policymakers. And the numbers suggest that the increase in the footfall of tourism, of the tourists, it is very impressive within a state. With the boost of tourism in the state, the youth have better opportunity for employment, not only for youth, for all ages. Opportunity in many fields, tour operator, guides, hotel employee, transportation, driver, shopkeepers, all this, they will be benefited out of it. The main concern, sir, is the sustainability of our tourism sector. While Meghalaya is celebrated for its natural beauty and attraction, the preservation of these natural wonders all depend on the adoption and implementation of sustainable tourism practice. Without a commitment to sustainable tourism, the very quality that attract tourists could be compromised. Sir, Meghalaya boasts a strong culture of community cohesiveness and cooperation. However, the state faces challenges such as with untrained workforce. We don't have a trained workforce, poor tourism organization, and improper waste management. These weaknesses, coupled with the growing popularity of nature-based tourism destination, both domestically and internationally. So the way forward, as I have said in my opening remark, Meghalaya with its natural beauty, pleasant climate, even though there is a change in climate in present day, but we have seen and experienced to the rich culture that we have, which presents significant opportunity to tourism sector. However, to maximize its benefit, Meghalaya must prioritize community involvement, which is very important point. The involvement of the community to promote community-based tourism is very important. Meghalaya must prioritize sustainable, as I have said, sustainable tourism practice, including responsible resource management, waste reduction, cultural preservation, ethical business practice, low impact activities, and education and awareness. So by focusing on this aspect, Meghalaya can achieve more inclusive and sustainable tourism, contributing substantially to its gross domestic product. Identifying target market, including domestic tourists, international tourists, while community involvement, tourists, international travel, it offers opportunity for grassroots livelihood. It can also lead to a dilution of service equality. Regulation, it is very important that there should be a regulation within this sector. Regulation play a pivotal role in tourism development. It provides necessary check and balance, ensure quality standard and streamline activities like waste management. By promoting a trained workforce for better service quality, regulation can enhance the overall tourism experience that we have. So some of the key interventions that need to be focused. Like I have said, the community-based tourism and then public-private partnership which leverage the strength of both sectors to drive tourism growth, capacity building, invest in train and development of tourism stakeholder, regulation, to implement effective regulation to ensure sustainable and responsible tourism practice, record keeping, where we maintain accurate record of the footfall of the tourist flow in a state, as well as tourism enterprises to monitor performances and facilitate decision making. So, as per the Meghalaya tourism policy, its vision to position Meghalaya as a preferred tourist destination and harness the tourism potential in the state, thus driving growth, generating employment and entrepreneurship opportunity for individuals and communities while keeping sustainability at the soul. So, the issue of how to deal with the people at large in a state, how to cope up, how to attract the stakeholder to get in, to get used to this very important sector so that we can support to ourselves. The employment generation and entrepreneurship, which promote entrepreneurship within local community in tourism. For example, we have to encourage the community participation. For example, we have seen many traveler nest has been created in the state way back since 2013-14. There are several travelers nests that has been set up through cooperative society, through SAG. This has to continue so that it will pave way for different stakeholders to accommodate themselves in this beautiful project. We have seen, for instances, the Travelers Nest Rural Accommodation Unit at Kong Thong in East Khasi Hill, Mau Phanlur in East and West Khasi Hill, and different parts of the state. We have seen the positive outcome, how it has helped the stakeholder, the people of that particular area where they can earn their livelihood out of tourism sector. And it is very important that we have to cope up with the technology. The Meghalaya Tourism App, which was launched in 2020 and currently enable to usher in planning their trip and booking hotels, taxi guides in advance to improve the flow of tourists in a state. There are many schemes and initiatives that has been taken by the state government or by the central government, and we have seen the contribution of the flow of scheme from the central and the state, like the NESIT, Meghalaya Tourism Homestay Scheme, the Meghalaya Tourism Development and Investment Promotion Scheme, the Intensive Arts and Culture Development Program, Meghalaya Luxury Tourism Vehicle Scheme, setting up of Culinary Atelier Meghalaya, and so on. The list will go on. Additionally, the tourism department collaborate with different agencies like the Meghalaya State Skill Development Society, Meghalaya Basin Management Agency, Meghalaya Institute of Entrepreneurship to handhold the stakeholder to co-opt themselves into this sector. So when we talk about the stakeholder, in these few days we have seen agitation by tourist driver, taxi driver, raise their concern about not addressing their concern. This is the time that we have to come together. Through you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to appeal to all the stakeholders also to come to the table for discussion. We have seen in the past few weeks the Honorable Tourism Minister, the Tourism Department, they have taken initiative to take on board all the stakeholders, how to address the issue and facilitate the different stakeholders that we have. With regard to the taxi and the tourist driver, there should be a mechanism to ease, to help them. There are small issues with really concern about this issue. When a taxi or tourist driver, they have to renew for their license or for permit for every quarterly or 6 months or a year, it depends. They should be to simplify the licensing process also. We should simplify the vehicle permit, especially with regard to those stakeholders who dealt with tourism sector, and to enhance training capacity building, driving skill, customer services, first aid and emergency handling. It is important that taxi and tourist driver and the guide, they will have proper knowledge how to handle. So this, all the stakeholder, the government has to handhold them through this different initiative. At the same time, improving infrastructure and facilities, dedicated taxi and tourist stand at airport or railway or bus terminal, amenities like restroom, drinking water has to be provided. There is a hue and cry by this tourist driver where tourist vehicle from outside the state came to the state of Meghalaya. We don't get an opportunity. So this is the time that all stakeholders should come together, tour operator, association that we have, discuss, sit, deliberate properly, and we urge the department to take these steps at a proactive so that they will have the sense of confidence to go ahead from now on, how to address, to facilitate this driver who earn their livelihood from tourism sector. And also, sir, when we talk about the stakeholder, it is important that we remember about the small shop owners, petty shop owners who sell small item in respective tourist spot or even in the highways also, where more lay-by market has to be sanctioned, be it tourism department or horticulture department or even from any line department. Lay-by market on the highway, on National Highway 40, right from Jorbat up to Shillong or toward Dauki or toward Sora or toward Giant Hills or even in Garo Hills, lay-by market for those shopkeepers, and also in different tourist destinations that we have a proper shop which will attract even the tourists also has to be provided for those small shopkeepers. And also keeping in mind, very important point when we talk about tourism, one of the issues that we forget about environment is the use of plastic. I would stress on this, the ban on plastic, it will impact the environment. Strict enforcement of a single-use plastic ban as per Government of India notification dated 12 August 2021. Items which include plastic flag or candy stick, ice cream sticks, cups, glasses, spoon, knife, all this should be banned in all tourist destinations, even in hotel, restaurant, homestay that we have. And we should promote eco-friendly alternatives such as reusable cloth bags, jute bags, paper bags, biodegradable plates, cups, made of natural bamboo and sugarcane. It is made of all this as a raw material. So more to be stressed on the local businesses or people through tourism, where we understand that it plays an important role in shaping the tourist traveling in the state, therefore enhancing quality services and fostering a welcome atmosphere that will contribute to the region tourism industries. It is very important that proficiency in the language like Hindi or English or local language, it will help the tourists to bridge the gap between the tourists and the stakeholder that we have, be it the driver or the guide or the service provider within a state. This will boost the culture and custom and create culture awareness. Local service providers should prepare to address customer queries and complaints promptly, and they have to be friendly with the tourists. This has to be handheld by the government, by the department to all the stakeholders. Promotion of local attraction and experiences as well as promoting local product and services is essential.
Honorable Member, sorry to disturb you. Would you please mind to shorten your speech, because the whole time allowed for this short duration is 1.5 hours.
Okay.
The minister reply will be there if it is more than half an hour, and there are 4 other members to.
I will complete in 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
In 5 minutes. So, at the same time, keeping in mind the grievances and the issues of different associations that we have for vehicle, for drivers, for tourist taxi also, that they have to be taken on board with their grievances that they have put forth. And also another solution to approach that can introduce to help curb this issue is the implementation of an out-of-state tourist vehicle tax, similar to the one recently updated by the state like Himachal Pradesh and other. So, with regard to few points before I conclude my speech, more facilities and close coordination with the tour operator that we have, different associations in our state, who connect, who bridge the gap between the tourists and different stakeholders in our state. So, more intervention need to be done, because directly and indirectly, tourism sector, it has a connection where we should have a better road facilities to all tourist spots, to all tourist destinations within the state, because tourists, they will reluctant to go if the condition of the road is bad. So the road has to be in good condition. Better airport facility, the Shillong Airport at Umroi, It has to be looked into where big aircraft can land, and it will facilitate more tourist flow within the state. And we have seen that through CM Elevate, the tourist vehicle that has the many applicants through CM Elevate, they can avail this tourist vehicle, luxury vehicle. This has to be more in days to come, because myself also, I have heard many young people, they are coming ahead to desire to avail this scheme. And so, sir, before I conclude and resuming my seat, I would like to urge upon the people of the state why I move this short duration discussion. I have brought this issue is that it will sensitize the people of a state that the government are here to work together through this short duration discussion, so that you can debate, deliberate, all the members here. The government are here to address the concern, because there are people with malified intention who try to bring this perception that the government is against helping people, or are not helping, they are not listening. But through this short duration discussion, sir, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, the Honorable Tourism Minister who are here, they are to listen to the concern of the stakeholder. And this perception has to go to the people at large in the state. As the government, as a legislator, all 60 legislators, we are here to deliberate for the betterment of the state in general. So let us bring constructive issue, be it opposition, also a constructive argument, so that we can pave way to improve the tourism sector in our state. Sir, thank you so much for allowing me, and with these few words, I will resume my seat.
Thank you very much. Now, any other members who would like to participate? I would like to give opportunity first to Mr. R.L. Thongkar, honorable member from Mokhrwat. You may take the floor now.
Sir, I once again thank you for allowing me to participate on this short duration discussion moved by honorable member from Nongpo. Sir, I will be brief and short on my submission, but I want to express my happiness to acknowledge that Meghalaya is one of the states in India that is growing in tourism sectors. And the fact of the matter is that in Meghalaya, when we talk about job opportunity, I think from every mouth, first will come tourism, which has the scope to give job opportunity to our young people. Sir, in this last few months, there was lots of talk about the job to be created by tourism by not allowing vehicle from outside to come to the state. If we look at positively, yes, by doing that, it will create job opportunity to many people, and many people will buy cars to run in the state of Meghalaya, especially to reach to all the tourist destinations. But there are problems also here, and if we look at negatively, we will see that we are disturbing the people who come from outside, and this may cause up to the extent that people will not like to come to Meghalaya. So we have to deal this very seriously, and we have to discuss with all the stakeholders of the state, especially people who are dealing with tourism activities, to understand better how to go about it. But I have one submission, sir, here, and I want to talk here about the safety of tourists. Let us think nicely. The need to ensure that the tourists coming to the state of Meghalaya feel safe, and they feel that 100% are safe to go to Meghalaya, and they have no problem. Sir, the fact of the matter is that people who are coming to Meghalaya, when they bring their own cars, and they depend on cockle, we know that all the time cockle will not walk. People depend to cockle to reach to all the tourist destinations, But most of the time, they were misled by Kokal. There was an incident that tourists who are coming and wanted to come to city, to Police Bazaar, Kokal has shown the way from there, from that Laumali hospital, coming those steps to come towards Bara Bazaar, and you understand how the vehicle will have to go on the steps. So that is the fate of Kokal. That's why we know, sir, that it is not possible at all to depend on Kokal, especially in rural areas where the network is really challenges. That's why we need, as a government, to think how to solve this problem. And I could see to solve this problem is that we are creating job opportunity to our young people, and that is to encourage more and more tourist guides to come. We need good tourist guide in the state of Meghalaya, for which I propose that the government should train tourist guide. And not only train, but register them. We need a registered tourist guide who will register themselves so that they are responsible if anything happens to tourists. The tourist guide are responsible. If they take tourists from Shillong or from any destination, it's their responsibility to see that the tourists will return back safely. Sir, we know that when tourists come to Meghalaya, they have to go to villages, to rural areas, to those tourist destinations for which they don't know, and sometimes they may have no network, and there may have no people also to guide them where to go. When they reach different roads which are multiple connections, they will not understand where to go. That's why it is very, very important to have good tourist guide in the state of Meghalaya, which I propose that we can have two types of tourist guide. One, tourist guide without vehicle, and another, it will be a driver come tourist guide. A driver come tourist guide. It's very, very important when they take a car who is himself, the driver himself is a tourist guide. He will take to all destination. And I want to tell this Akos House that I have an experience to go to Nepal. And when we drive through the valley, through the plain, we have got another driver who drove the bus. And when we reach to the hills, they stop the driver there. That no, you are not trained to drive in the hills, so you are not allowed to drive in the hills. And they took the driver who is trained to drive in the hills, and another driver take the bus to take us to the hilltop of Nepal. So that is the practice that they have done in Nepal. I don't know how it works here. Whether the driver who are coming from outside, they know all the places, they know all the roads, that is the question mark, sir. That's why, as a responsible state, responsible department, I think we need to see from that aspect that how to ensure safety to the tourists who are coming to the state of Meghalaya by intervening in all this and taking the responsibility to provide tourists with a good car, with a good tourist guide to reach to all the places. That is my suggestion to the government, sir. Another thing which I want to remind our very own government, sir, we need to have also a tourist information center. I have in my dream, and I could see that there will be a big round building there at Mauyong, where it's visible to everybody who come from outside. Before entering Shillong, they would see a big round building, a very clear and visible, and writing there, Tourist Information Center. And there I could see if we can do that, if we can have such big building, we'll have the facilities, the room for the tourist guide to sit there, the big parking for our vehicle, our local cars to be parked there. I think many tourists, they will see and they will experience, they will enter in that tourist information center. But sir, as of now, even though we claim that we have tourist information center, it may be all online. And there are many people who don't know to use those online also. And they would love to come and to enter themselves, to see physically what are the facilities that we have and we are offering as the government to that tourist information center. So this is my proposal, sir, that it is very, very good if we can have a tourist information center which is visible, which is clearly visible to each and every tourist coming to the state of Meghalaya. So I hope, sir, if we intervene like this, of course, we know for sure that by this intervention, we will create job opportunities to thousands of our young people who are aspiring to to get job opportunity from tourist department. It is my dream always, sir, and I have stated here several times that I want to see Meghalaya to be an India holiday home. Oh, it will be great if all people from across the state of India, if they recognize Meghalaya as an India holiday home, and if they come to Meghalaya to stay during their holidays, I am telling you, sir, we will be busy, each and everybody. We will involve ourselves in tourism sector, and it will create lakhs of people to get job opportunity in the state of Meghalaya. I want to call each and every stakeholder in the state of Meghalaya, let us take this very seriously. And we know that the state of Meghalaya, the economy of the state of Meghalaya will boom if we really utilize it nicely, and if we let people of India, people of the world, to recognize Meghalaya as a tourist destination. With this few submissions, sir, I resume my seat. Thank you.
Balajit Sundram, please.
So 8 minutes is quite less. I'll summarize as fast as I can. Thank you, Deputy Speaker, for allowing me to participate in this short duration discussion raised by Shri Meral Bonsam to discuss about how to improve tourism sector in the state, as well as how to facilitate all stakeholders involved in the tourism sector. So I think most of the points have been covered by our members who spoke just now. Though there are a few key factors which is still a problem, I should say, especially when it comes to networking. See, now we have these convergence schemes with the banks. See, one of the problems which our state is facing in the last 2-3 years and so on is the networking. With the booming technology and online payment, there are many instances where tourists who comes all the way from outside the state, most of them go cashless. They don't take much money with them. And when they stay in these guest house and homestays, many of them have developed a tendency to pay via GPay or PhonePe, etc., etc. There are some cases wherein the network is bad or there's no service at all. So what happens to the homestay owners and the guest house owners? Sometimes tourists will say, okay, we'll pay you when we come back again. So that creates a mistrust issue, because some of them, when they leave, they're gone. So homestay owners are left with services and no payment. See, because the tourism sector, as we have seen the last many years, it's been booming in our state. And if you consider our state with other states in India, especially mainland India, ours is not a monumental-based tourism, wherein there are huge monuments and people can come and visit, like Agra and places like Rajasthan. Ours is mostly a nature-based tourism sector. And how do we bring about these challenges? And I should appreciate, because we are receiving funds from EAPs, like ADBs and NDB. Recently, we got through Swadesh Darshan. These are the initiatives. I should thank the officers of our state who are doing a diligent work and helping our people getting work via these interventions. Now, there are two types of tourists, if I should say. There's one particular tourist who comes in, who spends 4-5 hours in a day, and he goes back without spending money at all. But there are some who will take their time, come visit each place, and spend money. So that is where we should seek to intervene, so that when people come to our state, they spend money. When they spend money, our people are benefited, and maybe via GST our state is also getting a profit from it. So our intervention should be in that manner, wherein we devise a plan, a policy, where people come, they appreciate it, they're enthralled by the presence of our beauty, and they spend more time. And how to differentiate between this cultural experience and nature base? See, in our state, there's so many places where culture and heritage have a deep roots in history. We go back previously to pre-independence period. There are many places where they're still yet untapped. And I think with the community-led intervention with the department, and I'm sure the department has also done its part in calling all these communities to devise a policy and how to categorize what kind of sector or what kind of sector wherein tourists can come and visit. And so there's another small issue with this cyber theft. See, last time I had a talk with one fellow in Sora. He has been promoting his resort via this online advertisement. See, what happens, there are some miscreants, if I should say. What they do is, they take a copy of that resort, fake it, and try to make a payment. When a person from outside who has booked that particular resort, the owner of that such resort does not receive any money at all, but the money has gone elsewhere. So that is also an issue where we should try and take some initiatives along with the police department so that our people are not getting cheated at. Because see, people come from outside, and they spend money, and when they visit that particular place, when they ask about their bookings, the owner will say, you have not made any bookings. And when they show them the receipt, see, I've made this payment. And when you cross-check with the real owner's webpage, no payment has been made. So these are the small issues wherein I think the Home Police and Tourism, with the convergence and setup, they can take this up and see that people are not being cheated at. And so one more small intervention, I should say. See, in the last couple of weeks, we've seen all this commotion about our tourists not getting the proper protection. And as stated by Bar Enik and Bar Miralbon, they've extensively said that our operators who are working in the state should also be able to speak the language of people visiting our state. You go to Bombay, you go to Agra, there are people who are speaking French, people who are speaking German, our own people. And in Meghalaya, a state where people from different parts of the world and of India visit daily, if you can have a monitoring cell, if I should say, that we ask our youths to help to teach them different languages, not all, but certain languages wherein we get the highest tourists from that particular region. In Meghalaya, people come from different parts of the state. People come from different parts of the state in India. So there are many languages. If we can teach our youths just a few languages, and so that when people from different areas come, those kids, they can act as guides to explain to them what is the meaning of the areas, how to interpret. Because a language barrier also affects the tourism sector. So this is just a small statement from me. And so I think so you have given me a signal from there. So I'll take my seat. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. May I request Honorable Member Sri Sansar Cooper Roy.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for allowing me to speak on this short duration discussion which is brought by Honorable MLA from Nongpo, Shri Meral Bons Im. Sir, I will not take much of the time for this discussion, as many members has already discussed and given their views on different points. Honorable MLA from Makorwat, Honorable MLA from Shela has also given his views. But from my side, there are just a small point which I want to cover. Meghalaya being a very beautiful state, as we all know, Meghalaya attracts the beauty of its landscape and not forgetting its resources too. Meghalaya being a state which attracts a number of tourists, local tourists from the country and also international tourists too. We should not only think about the tourist inflow, just the entry, but we should also focus about the exit point too. Because why? As we see that tourism is booming as years go. Well, I feel with the coming of many programs in our state, number of visitors coming, national, international guests are coming, I feel we need to come up with a law that will bind and curb the entry and exit points of our state too. There are visitors, legal visitors and also illegal tourism too. I feel unregulated entry of illegal immigrants, I feel tourism should also be focused, not just the entry of tourists, but also we should be careful of illegal immigrants into our state too. If this thing is left unattended, I feel it will affect the demography of the residents and indigenous population of our state. We have seen in the state of Tripura, the echelons of power is with the non-indigenous people of the state, all thanks to influx and also to illegal immigration. If this thing, illegal immigration or illegal tourism, tourists entering our state, continues and not addressed through effective laws and legislation, the indigenous people of our state will be reduced to a status of minorities in our own backyard. Example, other states of the northeastern states, states like Mizoram, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Sikkim have their own system of checking the inflow of tourists into their state. There is a system that stipulates that migrants coming from outside the state or country has to seek prior permission before entering the state. The government can pass an order, or the government has already passed an order in different states, that all domestic and overseas visitors has to fill a form or in writing offline or online before they enter the state. Their purpose of his or her visit, the duration of stay, the date and time of their return, their proof of identity, their proof of residence, their proof of nationality, and criminal records, if any. Once the credentials are verified and checked thoroughly, then only the person is allowed to enter that particular state or our state with conditions. If he or she violates the conditions set by the system, he or she will be punished as per law. In the last few years, our state has been facing a lot of problems related to immigration, the tourism sector, and unemployment, which is the loudest cry in our state. Why I say unemployment? Because these immigrants enter our state without proper papers, starts to work in many construction sites, factories, shops, mines with a very cheap price and salary, which makes our residents and indigenous people short of work and earnings. In the recent news which happened in the country of Bangladesh has created a havoc in the border areas of our state. The disruption of their country law and order is a big scare to our state and also to the country as a whole. We should also know, for the general information, that Meghalaya shares the 5th longest borderline in the world with Bangladesh. The immigrants try their luck every day to enter our state from any leakage border points into our state. The tourism sector also being the only sector where revenue is generated directly or indirectly by the residents and local indigenous people. But in the recent months, there is a huge fall in terms of local earnings and tourist inflow into our state. This is hard to accept, but it's the fact that our state does not have a proper mechanism to streamline proper tourist entry into our state. For example, why are tourists being stopped midway for documents and paper checkings? I don't blame anyone, but it's our government's duty to implement a law. For example, the goods and service tax, one service tax for all. I would like to thank all the MLAs in 2019 that they have passed a resolution in the year 2019 urging the central government to implement the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act 1873. Unfortunately, this long pending demand has not seen the light of the day. The central government, in my opinion, has been neglecting and neglected the voice of the people of the state of Meghalaya, even though the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly has unanimously passed a resolution in 2019 urging the central government to implement the inner line permit in our state. Lastly, I just want to say that we and I don't want to be just a mere spectator in our own state. I would like to state that the best solution for the residents and indigenous population for a better law in tourism, for the safety and security of our state, is the implementation of the inner line permit, which I feel it's the master key and solution to solve all problems related to immigration. I want to end with just this note. A small step of man can be a giant step for the state of Meghalaya legislation. With these few words, sir, and my submission, I now take my seat. Thank you, sir.
To participate now.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for the privilege that you grant to me to participate the short duration discussion under Rules 50 of the Rules of Procedure and the Conduct of Business on subject matter on tourism. Sir, I'm thankful that Meghalaya is a blessed state. Shillong is very much renowned, century gone by. It is called the Scotland of the east, about a clock, a very renowned hill station in the state of Meghalaya, in the state of, in our country. But then, sir, I've been encountering with many people that going to Shillong is a very, very difficult task. As I'm a traveler, and we used to go via Guwahati, people talk about the accessibility of Shillong is very, very difficult. Yes, to Umiam site is a very enjoyable ride, but after crossing the Umiam, hours and hours, we have to wait for the traffic jam. There is lots of complaint from the tourist department and the tourists from outside that accessibility of Shillong is a very, very difficult. My point is that Shillong is a very crowded place. We need a widening of road, and we have to think some of the department outside the Shillong city. I'm very appreciate for the government of the day that Shillong new city and some other department is gone to Mao Ding area where a lot of space are there. Sir, as far as the tourism is concerned, when we go to the downtown of the country, like Karnataka and Gujarat, when we say we are from Shillong, they misunderstood that we are Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka. Though it is a very famous, but still, many people don't know about Shillong and Meghalaya. They consider it's Assam. So the publicity of our state, especially tourism department, we need the more information. Like my colleague said, Barrington, the big information center we need. Sir, when we talk about the word slack, there are so many people complain about the overbridge that we have in word slack. It's a very old and not safe. And it's time for us to replace and beautify that particular place. As I concern about tourism in Meghalaya, particularly Garo Hills region. So recently there is a viral in the social media that we have in South Garo Hills, place called Wari Chora, home of 7 giant serpents. It's a very unique form of nature, and lots of people are going there. But the accessibility is lots of challenges. There is no proper road. So I request the department to look into the road which is go to Warichora, and if the homestay nearby village, a good homestay, then it will be lots of help for the local residents, and they will earn revenue out of that. So another important place like in West Garo Hills, place called Darivo. This is the way to the Nokrek National Park, and lots of people are visiting. But I feel that it should be lots of homestay also, because people are going there. It has no good homestay and the restaurant where people can take rest and have their own dishes out there. If such things can be happen, it will be great help for the residents and earn revenue for their livelihood, sir. Sir, another importance that we can attract the tourists is the mighty river of Garo Hills, that is Sumsang River. Sir, I'm dreaming that if Sumsang River can be drilled to make the waterways for the transportation of the materials, at least from Siju area, and it has a beautiful natural cape that is Dobakol. People are visiting, lots of people are visiting, and if they come back with the waterways, with the small cruise to Bakmara, it will be lots of attract for the tourism. Thereby, state and the resident can earn out of it, sir. Sir, as I focus on the North Garo Hills is very near to Guwahati, just 1 hour or 1.5 hour drive, and it has beautiful 4 rivers that we have in North Garo Hills district. We have beautiful lakes in Rishubelphara, and we have beautiful lakes in Mendipathar area, Joldangwari. It needs to be beautified. The road has to be constructed. And there are so many rivers, then we can make it some beautification for the tourist attraction. Yes, sir, our state, our area, due to geographical condition, we cannot establish a big industry, but then our state is beautiful landscape and beautiful valleys and rivers. And out of that, we can create a beautiful place for the people, for the tourist destination. So recently, I have an opportunity to take our Meghalaya contingent to Ladakh area, that they have a free World Cup paragliding competition. From Shillong, 1 boy, and from Garo Hills, there are 5 boys. And it's amazed to see that lots of people are participating. So it may be a very insignificant in nature,
Honorable Member,
but through this,
would you
we
please
can
wind up your speech?
attract our youth, and thereby we can give some employment opportunity with these activities. In North Garo Hills, we have a permanent paragliding site, but the accessibility is very big question. We need roads, we need homestay.
Honorable Member, would you please mind to wind up your
Yes,
speech?
sir, 1 minute. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity, and I hope my submission may consider by the department and the government as well. With this few words, I resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you. May I request Honorable Member from Sri Lakmanambu to take the floor now.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm very thankful for giving me this opportunity to take part in this very important discussion on tourism. My colleague MLA have already elaborated many points which very, very important. I just want to speak on few points. Number one, sir, communication is a very, very important for the tourists to develop. On the 15th of this August, I came from Bakmara via Balpakram, Ranikor till Shillong. I'm very happy that the road from Balpakram to Maheshkhala and to Ranikor is developing. It is very good journey to drive. And I'm very happy now when I see yesterday's in the start question where the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, of course, does come reply that Wailoi to Ranikor via Mausan Ram 70 km is being finalized. So that's why that potential of that area is very, very important to develop the tourism. If this road, 73 kilometers as proposed by the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, could be taken up, because that South Karo Hills, as Honorable from Karkota has mentioned, has a very, very important, good potential. And number two, sir, Maukanrao area, it is a very good area. So many places of tourist spot are there. But it is very isolated because they have to go very few places and come back. So I think the government tourism should explore the connectivity between the Maukanrao area and Amlarem area. If the land is available, because it takes only hardly 5-6 kilometers the connection, the missing link. Only the bridge over the river Umngot is a bit problem. But if land is available, then I think that will create a very huge potential for develop both this Maukanrao, Nongkrem area and that Amlarem area. And number three, sir, developing of cable car and roadway. Yes, the government have initiated the developing of cable car for so long. And I don't know the status of the cable car, which long time back is pending in the Pen Ursula area. So this, if we could see and revive it, this will make a boom to the tourists who are coming into the state. Number four, sir, we can tap many tourists from Bangladesh. Hundreds of them, they are coming every day. Of course, now the situation is different, but we should tap the tourist potential of the Bangladesh people. So one important thing which is missing is that the good facilities at Dauki area. So I request the tourism department to look into establishing a good infrastructure in that Dauki area, so that the tourists from Bangladesh, whether they come for short term or long duration, they can come and use that place for the purposes. And the last, sir, which I want to impress. So nowadays we have seen that we have all know that natural resource is given by God. And now even this natural resource also have many owners. Some clan, some landowner, they take that as a property. So it is a time for the tourism department to have a dialogue with the stakeholder that how whatever thing to be done within the parameter of the law, they should do, so that it should not disturb the tourists. Because as suppose the tourists come from Delhi, they have booked to visit one interesting place in Meghalaya, and when they reach Shillong, they know that that tourist site is closed due to some issue or other. So this should not happen. The time has come that the government should consult with the stakeholder that at least the flow of tourism, that genuine tourists should not be disturbed, so that our state could prosper, the economy of the state could prosper. So with these few words, once again, I'm very thankful to you for giving this opportunity. As I come back to the point, communication, road communication, connectivity, and the facilities which need to be done is to be done. With this word, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you.